He who fights with monsters should be careful, lest he thereby become a monster. Friedrich Nietzsche. In the first 2 videos, we talked about the hero's journey, the 12 stages, from the ordinary world to the return with the elixir. We saw it in ancient myths, Odysseus, Buddha, Moses. We saw it in modern lives, Muhammad Ali, Robert Downey Jr., J.K. Rowling, heroes who fell, hit the abyss, and came back transformed. But here's the question we haven't asked. What if the hero goes through the journey and comes back darker? What if the abyss doesn't transform you into light, but into shadow? What if you return not with a gift, but with corruption? This isn't a failure of the journey. This is the dark side of the hero's journey. And it's more common than you think. Wall Street, 1987. Bud Fox and Gordon Gekko. The perfect example. Let me show you. Bud Fox, a young stockbroker in New York. Ordinary world. He's ambitious, hungry. He wants to make it. He works at a small firm, cold calls clients, makes pennies, but he dreams bigger. Call to adventure, Gordon Gekko. The most successful trader on Wall Street. Ruthless, brilliant, rich. Bud wants to work for him. He calls Gekko's office every day for 57 days, finally. Gekko gives him 5 minutes. Bud pitches stocks. Gekko isn't impressed. Then Bud does something desperate. He gives Gekko insider information about his own father's company, information he got at a family dinner. Gekko bites, meeting the mentor. Gekko takes Bud under his wing. Greed is good, Gekko says. Greed clarifies, cuts through, captures the essence of the evolutionary spirit. This is the mentor. But not the kind from the stories we've told before. Gekko isn't Obi-Wan. He's not teaching Bud the Force. He's teaching him corruption, trials. Bud starts making money, real money. He moves into a penthouse, buys art, dates a beautiful woman. He's living the dream, or so he thinks. But every deal requires more insider trading, more lies, more betrayal, crossing the threshold. Bud's father works for Blue Star Airlines, a struggling company. Gekko tells Bud to get information on Blue Star. Bud does. He uses his father's union, his father's trust. Gekko promises to save the company. Bud believes him. They buy Blue Star stock. The price rises. Everything looks good. The abyss. Then Bud discovers the truth. Gekko isn't saving Blue Star. He's destroying it. He's going to liquidate the company, sell off the assets, fire everyone, including Bud's father. Bud confronts Gekko. You're going to destroy Blue Star. You lied to me. Gekko shrugs. It's all about bucks, kid. The rest is conversation. This is the abyss, but not the kind Ollie faced, not the kind Rowling faced. Ali lost everything but kept his soul. Bud lost his soul and kept everything. He betrayed his father, his principles, his integrity, for money. The abyss isn't always external. Sometimes it's internal. The moment you realize you've become something you despise. Resurrection, Bud tries. He turns on Gekko, wears a wire, gets him arrested. The film ends with Bud walking into court. We don't know what happens. Did he redeem himself? Or is it too late? The point is this. Bud walked the hero's journey, but he returned with darkness, not light. Bud Fox isn't alone. Let's look at 3 other examples. Heroes who walked the journey and came back villains. Anakin Skywalker, Star Wars. Ordinary world, a slave boy on Tatooine. Good-hearted, talented. Call to adventure, Qui-Gon. Jin discovers him, the chosen one. He's trained as a Jedi. He's a hero. He fights in the Clone Wars, trials, but he's haunted by fear of loss. His mother dies. He slaughters an entire village in revenge. He marries Padme in secret. He's terrified of losing her. The Abyss. Padme is pregnant. Anakin has visions of her dying in childbirth. He'll do anything to save her. Palpatine, the Dark Mentor, offers a solution. The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. Anakin makes a choice. Power over principle. He becomes Darth Vader. Dark Return. He kills the Jedi, including children. He chokes Padme. She dies anyway. The gift he brings? The Empire. Tyranny? Death. Anakin walked the hero's journey, but at the Abyss, he chose darkness. Walter White, Breaking Bad. Ordinary world, a high school chemistry teacher. Overqualified, underpaid. Dying of cancer. Called to adventure. He needs money for treatment. For his family. He starts cooking meth. Trials. He's good at it. Too good. He builds an empire. But every step requires more violence, more lies, more death. The Abyss. His brother-in-law, Hank, discovers the truth. Walt has him killed. His wife, Skylar, is terrified of him. His son hates him. Dark Return. In the final episode, Walt admits the truth. I did it for me. I liked it. I was good at it. I was alive. He didn't do it for his family. He did it for his ego. The gift? A trail of bodies, a broken family, poison in the world. Walter White walked the hero's journey, but he came back a monster. Michael Corleone, the Godfather. Ordinary world, the youngest son, a war hero. He's not in the family business. He's the good one. Called to adventure. His father is shot, nearly killed. Michael steps in to protect him. Trials. He kills the men who tried to murder his father. He flees to Sicily. He marries. His wife is killed. He returns to America. He becomes the Dawn, the Abyss. He's supposed to make the family legitimate, but he can't. Every enemy is a threat. Every threat requires death. Resurrection. He orders the murder of every rival family head, including his own brother-in-law. His wife asks, "Is it true? Did you kill them?" Michael lies. "No." The door closes. She's shut out. Forever. Dark Return. Michael Corleone is alone, powerful, empty. He saved the family, but lost his soul. Anakin, Walter, Michael. 3 heroes. 3 Abyss moments. 3 Dark Returns. The pattern is the same, but the outcome is different. So, what's the difference? Why do some heroes come back with light and others with darkness? Why did Ali transform upward and Anakin transform downward? It comes down to 3 things. First, the choice at the Abyss. The Abyss is the moment when everything is stripped away. Your identity, your security, your illusions. You're faced with a choice. Do you cling to power, or do you surrender to transformation? Ali could have gone to war, made his millions, kept his title, but he said no. I would have lost my soul. Anakin could have accepted Padme's death, let go of control, but he said no. I'll do anything to save her. One chose principle, one chose power. Second, the mentor. Who's teaching you? Who's guiding you? Ali had Malcolm X. Flawed, yes, but principled. Bud Fox had Gordon Gekko. Brilliant, but corrupt. Anakin had Obi-Wan, then Palpatine. The mentor shapes the journey. If your mentor is darkness, you'll walk into darkness. In the first video, we talked about the sage archetype, the mentor who guides you toward wholeness. But there's a shadow side, the false mentor, the one who leads you astray. Gekko is the shadow sage. Third, the gift you seek. What are you trying to bring back? Ali wanted justice, principle, dignity. Bud Fox wanted money, status, power. The gift you seek determines the journey you walk. If you're chasing external validation, you'll sacrifice internal integrity. If you're chasing internal wholeness, you'll sacrifice external comfort. Jung said it. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. The dark journey happens when you refuse to accept yourself, when you try to become someone else's version of success. Bud Fox wanted to be Gordon Gekko. He succeeded and lost himself. Fiction is one thing, but what about real life? Let me show you 3 people who walked the dark journey. Bernie Madoff, ordinary world, a successful stockbroker, respected, trusted, called to adventure. He wanted to be the best, to never lose. Trials. He created an investment firm, consistent returns year after year. Clients loved him. He managed billions, the abyss. But it was all a lie, a Ponzi scheme, the biggest in history. He wasn't investing money. He was stealing it. For decades. 2008, the financial crisis. Clients want their money back. There is no money. Dark return. Madoff is arrested, sentenced to 150 years in prison. He destroyed thousands of lives, charities, families, retirement funds. The gift he brought back? Devastation. Madoff walked the hero's journey, but at every abyss he chose to lie. Elizabeth Holmes, Theranos, ordinary world, a Stanford dropout. Brilliant, ambitious, 19 years old. Call to adventure. She wanted to revolutionize healthcare. A single drop of blood, hundreds of tests, trials. She raised hundreds of millions. Theranos was valued at $9 billion. She was on magazine covers. The next Steve Jobs, the abyss. But the technology didn't work. It never worked. She knew it, and she lied. To investors, to patients, to everyone. Dark return. 2018. Theranos collapses. Holmes is convicted of fraud. Patients got false test results. Lives were endangered. The gift? A wave of distrust in Silicon Valley startups. Elizabeth Holmes had a vision, but she chose deception over truth. Lance Armstrong, ordinary world, a cyclist, then cancer. Stage 3, near death. Called to adventure. He survives. Returns to cycling. Trials. He wins the Tour de France 7 times. A miracle. He becomes a hero, a symbol of hope. The abyss. But he was doping, everyone knew. He denied it, aggressively. He sued people who told the truth, destroyed their careers. Dark return, 2013, he admits it. On Oprah. Yes, I doped. His titles are stripped. His reputation destroyed. The gift? Cynicism. If even Lance Armstrong cheated, who can you trust? Madoff. Holmes. Armstrong. 3 people. 3 calls to greatness. 3 dark returns. The pattern repeats. Now, let's talk about you. Because this isn't just about Bud Fox or Anakin Skywalker. This is about your life. Right now. You're on a journey. Maybe multiple journeys. Career, relationships, health, purpose. And at some point, you'll hit the abyss. The question is, which way will you go? Here's how to make sure you don't become the villain. First, know your shadow. In the first video, we talked about the shadow archetype, the parts of yourself you deny, suppress, project onto others. Bud Fox's shadow was greed. He denied it, called it ambition, until it consumed him. Your shadow doesn't go away. It grows in the dark. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Know your shadow, integrate it, or it will control you. Second, choose your mentors carefully. Not everyone who offers wisdom is wise. Gordon Gekko was brilliant, but poisonous. Ask yourself, who am I listening to? What are they teaching me? Are they leading me toward wholeness or toward their own agenda? A true mentor points you inward. A false mentor makes you dependent. Third, define success for yourself. Bud Fox wanted Gekko's life, Gekko's money, Gekko's power. He got it and lost himself. What do you actually want? Not what society says, not what your parents say, Not what Instagram says. What does your soul want? If you chase someone else's definition of success, you'll succeed at becoming someone else, and fail at becoming yourself. Fourth, the abyss is not the enemy. Ollie was in the abyss, banned from boxing, alone, hated. He could have compromised, gone to war, kept his money. He didn't. Downey was in the abyss, prison, broken, forgotten. He could have stayed numb, kept using, disappeared. He didn't. The abyss asks, who are you when everything is taken away? If your answer is power, control, money, status, you'll come back dark. If your answer is integrity, truth, love, service, you'll come back light. Fifth, remember the return. The hero doesn't just transform themselves. The hero brings a gift back to the world. Ali brought dignity. Downey brought redemption. Rowling brought stories. What will you bring back? If your only goal is personal success, you've missed the point. The journey isn't about you. It's through you, for others. Here's the question everyone asks. If you've walked the dark journey, can you come back? Is redemption possible? The answer is yes, but it's hard. Darth Vader. In the end, he returns. Luke is being killed by the Emperor. Vader watches, and something breaks. The humanity he buried. It rises. He picks up the Emperor, throws him down the shaft. He saves Luke and dies. In his last moment, he's Anakin again. Redemption is possible, but it cost him everything. Michael Corleone tries. In The Godfather Part 3, he wants to go legitimate, to make amends, to find peace. But the past won't let him go. His daughter is killed because of his choices. He dies alone, screaming in silence. Redemption is possible, but it's not guaranteed. In real life, Robert Downey Jr. We talked about him in the second video. He walked into darkness, drugs, prison, ruin, but he came back, chose differently, rebuilt. Iron Man wasn't just a role, it was a resurrection. Redemption is possible, if you're willing to face what you've become. But here's the truth. Redemption is harder than transformation. It's easier to walk the light path from the beginning than to turn around halfway through the dark. So the question isn't, can I come back? The question is, am I walking the right path now? The hero's journey is a structure. It's neutral, like a road. You can walk it toward light or toward darkness. Bud Fox walked it toward greed. Ali walked it toward justice. Anakin walked it toward power. Luke walked it toward love. The stages are the same. The choice is different. And that choice happens at the abyss, the moment when everything falls apart. Do you cling, or do you let go? Do you choose power or integrity? Do you listen to the false mentor or the true one? Jung said, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. The dark journey happens when you reject yourself, when you try to become someone else. The light journey happens when you accept yourself, when you integrate your shadow, embrace your flaws, and move forward anyway. So where are you? Are you listening to a Gordon Gekko in your life? Are you chasing someone else's definition of success? Are you at the abyss right now, deciding which way to go? Write it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. Next week, we're talking about something different. Intuition in business. How do you know when to trust your gut? When to take the risk? We'll look at stories of entrepreneurs who followed intuition and succeeded, and those who ignored it and failed. The role of the unconscious in decision-making. Jung called it synchronicity. We'll explore what that actually means. If you want to go deeper into the shadow and the dark side of transformation, I've linked several books in the description. Meeting the Shadow by Connie Zweig and Jeremiah Abrams. Owning Your Own Shadow by Robert Johnson, and Man and His Symbols by Carl Jung, especially the chapter on the shadow. You can get 15-minute summaries on Blinkist or full audiobooks on Audible. Both links are in the description with discounts. The hero's journey doesn't end. You're always walking it. The question is, which direction? Thanks for watching.